Hi everyone! So today I'm actually here to talk to you about pet adoptions. So have you ever wondered what it would feel like to live on the streets constantly searching for your next meal and never knowing the feeling of companionship? Well, this is the unfortunate life of a stray animal. And there's not an exact number of known stray animals that roam the streets, but there is an estimated 7 million stray cats just in the US. And we can definitely decrease this overpopulation of stray animals by adopting our pets from the Humane Society or any other rescue shelter. So adopting pets from the Humane Society rescues stray animals and puts them into good homes, which benefits not just the animal, but you as well, and does not support abusive facilities like puppy mills. So I'm going to actually bring out my visual aid right now, who is actually ruining my video a little bit. This is Casper. He's my 1 year and 6 months, I believe, puppy. And he's a black lab mix, and he was actually rescued from Arkansas. I got him from Pack Leaders Rescue in Manchester, and he was saved from a kill shelter, him and his brothers. So I actually rescued him about a year ago, and he is the love of my life, and he is so sweet, but he's getting very antsy, so I'm going to continue on. So, every time you adopt a pet from the Humane Society, you're actually taking an animal who knows the hardships and struggles of living on the streets, and you provide them with a better life. So, my dog, for example, Casper, was a little puppy when I got him, and I know a lot of people don't really want to, they think of animal shelters as having old dogs, and yeah, they do. But they definitely have a lot of puppies there. Definitely a lot. So if anyone wanted to get a puppy, definitely check out a local shelter. So these stray animals, they suffer from starvation, disease, lack of shelter from the elements, and according to the American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, which is also known as the ASPCA, out of the vast number of stray animals in America, only 5 to 7 million are brought into shelters each year. So there are so many more that are still out there every day. And by adopting these pets from local rescue shelters, you're not only decreasing the amount of homeless animals on the street, but you're also greatly improving the lives of the ones that you do adopt. So out of the 5 to 7 million animals that make it to the shelter, still about 60% of the dogs and about 70% of the cats are still euthanized. And it's mainly because the shelter's reaching its maximum capacity for animals. And when they suffer from sickness or when they show signs of aggression, they have to euthanize these animals. So by adopting from these humane societies, you're just essentially saving an animal's life. So not only does adopting a pet from the Humane Society benefit the animal, but it also benefits you. You know, adopting from a pet store is just a way for those pet stores to make money. And the price is just bound to be so much higher than an adoption fee at your local shelter. And these designer dogs, as they like to call it, at pet stores can be priced from a few $100s to over $1,000, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And in comparison to adoption fees, they're usually under $100, or they can be a little more. So adoption fees generally include more than just the price of the animal. The fees usually cover animal shelters, their fees that they have, like sterilization, which is spaying or neutering the animals, and any vaccines or treatments that may be necessary to keep your pet healthy. So I know when I adopted my dog, I actually gave them essentially a charitable donation of a little over $300, I want to say. It changes for the age range of your dog, but he was already neutered. He had every vaccine he needed. He was set, and it was perfect because I would have had to pay out of pocket for that anyways at the vet. So, and I was supporting like a good cause, really. So adoption greatly benefits the animal, but can also have a huge positive impact on you and your own life. And through adoption, you may actually find that you may find that your animal is your new best friend, or it's the newest addition to your family. So whether it's a watchdog or a lap dog, any pet can add something to your life that you've definitely been something missing. I know that's how I feel. So adopting from a shelter can definitely put an end to cruelty of puppy mills. So puppy mills are actually created just for the sole purpose of profit, and they've actually been around for decades. So they're breeding dogs in small little wired cages with little room to even move. And they don't have any companionship, they don't have any toys, they don't have any comfort. So these dogs, they're just yielding expensive designer breeds, and then people can just sell them, and they're breeding them until these dogs are infertile. And then once they become infertile or unproductive, they just either kill the animal or they send it to another puppy mill and they try again just for one last time, and then they'll probably be killed after that, which is so terrible. So these puppy mills, they supply these chain pet stores and online stores, and these puppies, or even kittens too, have to live in these terrible conditions. And since local shelters and humane societies only take in animals that are given to them and not sold for a profit, you can rest assured that by adopting a pet, you're not supporting these local and inhumane facilities. So some people may think that buying a pet from a pet store is essentially just rescuing an animal from one of these places, and it's kind of true. You are kind of rescuing them from these places, but you're still supporting that industry, and you're allowing them to continue with these horrible practices. So basically the only way you can stop is to either boycott the animals they provide or just don't buy the animals also. So if you're intent on a specific breed, which a lot of people come up with that as an excuse for buying animals that come from puppy mills, is you can actually get around that by going to the Humane Society and letting them know what kind of animal or what kind of breed of animal you want, because they have these programs where they'll actually notify you if they come across any in the future. But it's also estimated that up to 25% of dogs that come into shelters or rescue groups are actually purebreds. And you wouldn't think that, because I definitely see or have seen a lot of mixed breeds. Like even my dog, he is a black lab mix, and he's only 30 pounds, and I thought he was going to be this big lab, but he was mixed with something, and maybe he came from a puppy mill. I'm really not sure. But you can definitely let the Humane Society know if you're looking for a specific breed. So choosing to adopt from the Humane Society or any local animal shelter really will benefit you, your pet, and other stray animals that are living on these streets. You'll save money while still acquiring a new companion who probably has never known what it feels like to have a home like that. And also, by adopting from the Humane Society or any other animal shelter, you're not contributing to these puppy mill industries or these cruel facilities that probably treat the animals terribly. So without the money they make from those sales, they have no other choice but to close down and end their practices. So the overpopulation of strays on the streets can actually be decreased if you choose to adopt from your local animal shelter, because more adoptions lead to more room, so less animals on the streets. So imagine what it would feel like if you were ever on the streets, left there cold and hungry, and had no one to care for you. By adopting your pet from the Humane Society or any other animal shelter, you will provide it with a loving home and also give the animal another hope of finding that desired companionship. So thank you for listening to us. We'll do one last goodbye from Casper and I. Thanks.